Hey, what's up, Roxstars? It's Rox, and I am coming to you today with a review for Real Housewives of Atlanta, Season 11, Episode 11, I believe it is. It'll be right on the screen, you guys. So let's get to it, shall we? So the show opens where it ended last week, which was with the fight between, or I should say, the argument between Kandi and Porsha.
If I was talking to a friend, she would hear me, but she don't hear me. She hear her staff.
Kandi is so tired of all this, she can't take it no more. In a minute, it's about to go down. So Kandi decides to separate herself from all of this back and forth. So she goes in the house, and Porsha stays outside. And, you know, they both kind of pleading their case.
Well, if she want to be an adult, I'm going to be an adult too and unfollow her.
This is when we saw that Kandi had, you know, famously unfollowed Porsha after they had just followed each other after a few years. Porsha is outside basically saying, listen, I'm so tired of talking about this, and I just don't understand how it got blown up and quickly got out of hand. But let me just tell you guys this, because in my comments, a lot of you guys kept on saying, Roxanne, did you forget that Porsha said that she tried to rape her and all that? I ain't forgot none of that. Okay, as a matter of fact, I don't care if Kandi and Porsha are never friends again. As a matter of fact, if I was Kandi, I probably wouldn't be Porsha's friend again. Okay? Because once you do something like that to me, I'm just not gonna fuck with you no more. But Kandi is the one who sat on the show at the reunion and said that she wasn't gonna bring it up anymore and that it was a truce. Okay, now she hasn't brought up the whole rape situation anymore. However, she continues to pick at the girl. And my whole thing is, don't say you're going to do one thing and then do something else. Okay, if you wouldn't have said that, and if you would have been like, I'm going to be petty the whole time, and I ain't, you know, I don't see it for her, and, you know, I'm just never going to be her friend, and I'm always going to give her grief, and I'm always going to come at that neck, and I'm always going to, then I would understand. But don't say that you're going to get past it and you guys are going to try to work on a friendship or just being able to be cordial around each other and then don't do it. That's all I'm saying. Yeah, if I was Kandi, I wouldn't fuck with her no more. And I guess because she's on the show, she has to. Okay, because they don't really like when people just decide that they're not going to film with the other person. It causes too much conflict. There's too much production issues. So I get it, but do you understand what I'm saying? Okay, just leave the bitch alone. Leave each other alone. Don't be concerned about her boyfriend. Don't be concerned about the bitches that he probably be texting. Just leave it alone. That's all I'm saying. Anyway, I'm tired of talking about it. And they look like they are too, because it gets calmed down real quickly. Normally, in a situation like this, one or both of them would have left. But I think production was like, we wasn't expecting shit to get that out of hand. We here to try to talk about this damn trip that's gonna be revealed. So y'all settle it down and then take your ass back out there so we can have a discussion about this fucking trip. So you remember they're at Tanya's house. Okay, so Tanya says she's got a whole thing set up for the girls. We gonna go inside. She got gifts for them, little kimonos. She wants everybody to put a kimono on. Okay, we gonna go to the hit bitch grill room. We gonna have a little good time here. Eat, get cooked food, and just enjoy each other's company. Tanya and Eva are really trying to get it back on track. Okay, so they go in the room. Everybody's impressed. Like, this is really cute. I must say that I am quite impressed with the hit bitch grill room. I am really impressed. Who has that in their house other than Tyrese, child? Yeah, I was feeling it. Every week I see Tanya, I like her more and more. But anyway, everybody's sitting there, and Tanya, again, she tries to apologize to the king, that is Nene, that she wasn't trying to be shade, and then Nene gonna try to say, she didn't never tell you, she wasn't offended, she don't, care about them kind of things, or whatever she said. But whenever Nene has that look on her face like this, she is truly bothered. Get that sourpuss expression off your damn face, Nene. I swear, I really think that Nene is the reason why Tanya ain't a peach holder, because she's been on the show so much. There's no, and she fits in really well. So I'm just like, why? I mean, anyway. I guess Nene has forgiven her. They sit there and they enjoy the hit bitch grill antics, the flame, everybody getting their food cooked, food thrown at you. I am not one to be having food hoisted at me while, just put it on the plate, please. Thank you. But all in good fun. So then Tanya says we all gonna go back out to the patio. Okay, so everybody goes back outside. I guess it's getting hot in the room and all of that. So they go back outside, everybody except for Shamari. Before they actually went back inside, Porsha actually left the hit bitch grill room because she was overheating, and Nene goes out after her to make sure she's okay, and she was just like, yeah, I
don't even really want to go back. I'm not even feeling it with Kandi.
But I was really impressed with both Kandi and Porsha and the fact that they was able to, I don't know how long the night was, sometimes they'll record for a long time, but they was able to reel it back in. But anyway, they go back out onto the patio except for Shamari. Shamari hungry. Shamari need to eat. She looked like it. So, she tired of all this arguing with Porsha and Kandi and all of that. So she was like, y'all going out there. Let me sit here and get my food, get a satisfied belly before I have to deal with the part 2 of the fuck shit with them. So, they're all out on the patio. And Porsha was just like,
okay, Tanya, Eva, tell us how you came to host an event.
And I was like, girl, you know how it worked? Andy said, we're going to let you do it this season. And, we go through the whole routine of why they going to do what they going to do. But she tells them that they are all going to Tokyo. I forgot to tell you guys how Porsha just really, really called Eva on her shadiness. When they finally calmed it on down and went into the hit bitch grill room, Porsha was just like,
so Eva, you are shady, but you be forgetting your shade.
And Eva was like, I don't have a shady bone in my body. I said, girl. And Porsha was just like,
oh, okay, so you wasn't talking about Cynthia? Like you wasn't calling her like the mother of the den or something like that? You're not talking about the models?
I said, Porsha, now you just finished doing all of that. Now you, okay, but I was like, baby, time is money. Okay, Bravo Andy was like, now get back on track. Put Eva on the hot seat. Eva was just like, wait a minute, no, I was just calling her like the mother of the models. Okay, that's not really what you was doing, but it's okay. While Kandi is sitting there listening, she is just like, I know that she ain't talking about shade and how you should own something. That was funny to me. But whatever, Eva does have sense enough to apologize to the king. That wasn't her intention ever to offend Nene for not inviting her to the bachelorette party. And that's when they revealed that they were all going to Tokyo. Porsha was just like, shit, I'm excited to go, but not with that old mean mugging ass Kandi over there, because Kandi can't quite get her balance back. She is still mad. And anytime somebody that you supposedly so unbothered about gets up under your skin that easily, you still bothered. You still bothered. Now, you guys, the storyline with Nene and Gregg is so hard to watch for me. I just, it's just difficult. Because I think I can understand how both Gregg and Nene feel. I mean, I can empathize. I haven't been in Gregg's shoes, obviously. I've heard a lot of people say, once somebody gets sick, a lot of times, it just changes their attitude. It changes their disposition. I mean, they are facing possible death. So I would imagine, you're not quite as agreeable and happy-go-lucky as you had been. Okay, so Nene and Gregg's relationship is truly under the test right now. Because Gregg has always been one to not give Nene much grief, I don't think. And she just doesn't know how to handle this, this unhappy Gregg. I feel like she's in like this whole I told you so mode, but she can't really say that. But she always brings up the fact that, she used to always be on Gregg about how bad he eats and his bad dietary habits and things like that. And he never took her seriously. And then, of course, when he got cancer, that's when he changed. Well, I mean, that is definitely the time to make some changes, right? Of course, he's scared straight, but she sort of feels like, well, if you had been listening, well, she didn't say this, but it almost feels like she's like, well, if you had been listening to me, probably we wouldn't be in this situation to begin with. Like, I do feel bad for Nene. It's hard. Families that go through cancer, it is very difficult. Nene saying that he's a grouch, that he's depressed, that he says what he wants, doesn't seem to care about the other person's feelings. They're having a birthday party for him. They're going to have a chef over. The chef is supposed to be a vegan chef. And Gregg is on this whole alkaline diet. And when the chef comes suggesting all of these things that Gregg doesn't want, okay, he doesn't want hybrid vegetables, no carrots, no broccoli, no this, no that. She's talking about some meat, I think, and he was just like telling Nene, like, I told you what I wanted, okay? A vegan, she ain't vegan. Like, alkaline, that's what I want, So then she was like, well, I'm familiar with alkaline diet, okay? Maybe that's not what Nene had told her. But, Nene is just sitting there like, here we go again. Like, here he fussing at me, and I'm trying to have this damn birthday party for him and get this food together. So, it's difficult to watch because I feel like Nene has a valid, she is valid for her to feel that how she does, but I don't think that people that are watching will understand and will want to. I just wish it wasn't on screen. I wish that this part of their lives was off the camera because in the end it's going to make Nene look really bad. But whatever, they're having this party. The family is there, the friends is there. I forgot that Gregg had a daughter, okay? So his daughter was there as well. She didn't say anything, but they did show her. When they're all standing around and eating, looks like the vegan chef was able to get, exactly what Gregg wanted, and everybody was tasting the new foods and, enjoying the new foods. Then it comes time for Gregg to do his speech, and you guys know how Gregg can be with his speeches. He's thanking everybody for coming and, talking about it's a new him and all of that. And Nene is standing over there looking like she is about to break down. I was like, girl, keep it together because ain't nobody there going to understand why you sitting up here crying when he's trying to give this uplifting speech. But then she later on talks to her sister-in-law. And the sister-in-law is thanking her for, being there for Gregg. She knows that she goes through a lot. And Nene just unloads and was just like, it is difficult. It is hard. Okay. Evidently, they had something happen earlier in the day. Gregg, I think, had cut his finger or something. And she was just done. On top of that, everything is cancer, 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 cancer. All day, every day in her house. It has her nerves on edge. Okay. The thought that she might lose Gregg. Okay, on top of that, Gregg is getting on her nerves. Okay, on top of that, she's getting on Gregg's nerves. So it's just like, it's terrible. And you can tell that Nene is just happy that somebody is there and that she can sit down and talk to him. Somebody that'll just listen to her and not judge her. But yeah, I really hope that Gregg pulls through. Now, Cynthia, you guys know the hashtag chill is still there. They're on their way to meet a few of the girls because Cynthia has agreed for them to ask him a few questions. Okay, we ain't gonna have that problem that she had last season with Will. And I had an attitude for him, but you know what? He seemed to be okay with it, Now they gonna run you over the coals. But I think that this was going to be the perfect opportunity for hashtag chill to let them know that he's a man's man. So who's on the questioning panel, you should ask? Well, it's Eva. It is Kandi. And it is Marlo. And before Cynthia gets there, Kandi and Marlo are talking about Porsha. Kandi, you and Porsha have had a whole lot of bad history. My thing is, I don't want to be in no situation where I'm talking about you and your boyfriend and some other woman. So why do you keep doing it, Kandi? Okay. Moving on along from that subject. Hashtag chill arrives and yeah, he's game, y'all. He's game. I'm starting to like old hashtag chill. He is definitely old school. But it's something endearing about that. Maybe that's something that Cynthia needs in her life. But the whole time I was looking, I was side-eyeing because I was like, this is really childish. But for the sake of the show, fine. So they asking him all the questions that, about his credit score. And they ask him, of course, Kandi is the resident sex expert. She want to know where he hit it from and do he lick or is he... I was just like, really? Why? Really? We're watching all this. Then it started to get uncomfortable for me. I was like, now I know if it's uncomfortable for me, it's really uncomfortable for them. But He stuck on through it. You know, he said he makes love to Cynthia. He don't just fuck her. And fine. So we get through that conversation. Like I said, very uncomfortable. But, you know, he said this is heal, not will. Okay, a couple of times. And I like the fact that he's at least willing to really, for real, stand firm in the fact that he's there for Cynthia. He ain't been bought in, all right, and this is the real deal, Holyfield. So, and she seems to be happy because I follow her. She is one of the girls that I follow on Instagram, and you know, they are around each other, and she just met his daughter and all it. So I was just like, oh, this might really turn into something good for Cynthia. And the nigga got a real job. Ain't the eternal hustler like the husband formerly known as Peter. And the best thing about it, he ain't from Atlanta, so Kandi's ass don't know him. Now, speaking of Kandi, she and Shamari go shopping. She's got this dungeon show that she's going to be giving. With the whole dungeon thing getting out of hand and the shade with Porsha, I have decided to flip it and get paid. Yeah, she's going to have a burlesque show. It's going to be called like In the Dungeon or something like that. It was a big deal out here. Everybody dressed in their sexy lingeries and all went to see a show. So she's asked Shamari to participate in it. And she wants to know, are you all good? You good with it? Whatever I say that you want to wear? And Shamari says, yeah, I'm fine with tits out, legs. Okay, I just don't want my ass showing. Okay, that's only for Mr. Ronnie DeVoe. Kandi was like, fine. So they picking out stuff. And I did not realize that Shamari was so busty. Or was it because of the way the outfit was pushing her boobs together? But Kandi was just like, you think he gonna be okay with that? Let's call him. Well, Ronnie is fine with the outfit. And it was very, very risque to me. Okay, but Shamari was just like, shit, I ain't even gonna wear this at the dungeon party. I'm gonna wear this when I get home. They seem to have settled on their outfits. Now they talking about this Tokyo trip. You know, Shamari is just like, yeah, you think you and Porsha gonna be good? You know, when we go out of town? And Kandi was just like, well, I've been around her out of town and we wasn't really talking like that. We was fine. I'm not going all the way to Tokyo just to argue with her. So we're gonna be fine. And they will be fine. And as a matter of fact, I saw the videos on Instagram when they were in Tokyo and they were having a good time. They were friends again. Okay. That's the bad thing about Instagram. Now you see all the shit ahead of time and now you already know what's gonna happen. But I think they're gonna make up or they're gonna figure it out when they get their ass to Tokyo. Purchase up their little lingeries, $1,200. I said, all right, balla Kandi. All right. And go on about their business. And then lastly, you guys, we see Porsha. She goes to see Dr. Sherry. A blast from the past. Well, we see Dr. Sherry at least once a season, it seems like. You guys remember that Porsha used to go to Dr. Sherry when she was married to Cordell. And so, you know, every now and then she just likes to go and just kind of unload on her therapist. Okay, so she's telling her about her new relationship, you know, because Dr. Sherry was just like, well, you look like you're glowing. Yeah, she's glowing because she's pregnant. Oh, really? Really?
Yes, I'm really excited. I'm really excited.
And then, you guys, we got a really grown up Porsha. I know some of you guys gonna be like, you just love Porsha and you just give her a pat. I really do like Porsha, if you don't know that about me. But I don't have a problem with none of the girls. I don't like any of the girls on the show right now. I don't feel like down in Porsha's soul that she's a bad person. So that's why I like her. And I like the fact that she just recognized that when she was with Cordell, she was so intent on masking their relationship from the outside world. She was miserable in her relationship with him, but to everybody else, she had to always keep covering up for him. Everything is okay. Okay, oh yes, we good. We got a perfect relationship. You know, Cordell does this, that, and the other for me. Like, he's the perfect husband. I'm the perfect wife. Okay, I'm super submissive and all of that. You know, she was telling Dr. Sherry that she recognizes that she's about to start slipping back into that role, and she doesn't want to go there. She wants to be a true partner with somebody who is meeting her at the same level. She's just worried that she's losing herself in him. Dr. Sherry was like, well, you know what? Maybe you need to pump the brakes a little bit. Okay, because Porsha was just like, okay, because hello, it really is getting serious now. I said, girl, it's past serious. Y'all got a baby. Okay, this is really what's happening right now. You can't get more serious than that. Maybe you guys did rush into things, but I'm just glad that, you know, she recognizes this in herself and knows that she has to catch it before she really totally loses herself. So Dr. Sherry tells her to sit down with Dennis. So back at the house, you know, she's, you know, hey baby, you know, how you doing? You know, she gives him a kiss, and then she wants to sit down to talk to him. Okay, so she's talking about the confrontation with Kandi at Tanya's party. How Kandi wouldn't let shit go. So how she had talked to Dr. Sherry, you know, she had mentioned Dr. Sherry, you know, that that possibly Dennis didn't hold up his end of the bargain, and Dennis was like, wait, you know, what you mean? Like, I didn't do nothing. And she was just like, oh, you didn't do nothing? He was just like, yeah, I showed you the text messages. It wasn't nothing. And Porsha was just like, yeah, but see, I had held up my end of the bargain and I didn't contact nobody. You, on the other hand, was still texting. This is the difference. See, Dennis is not trying to recognize the fact that your ass shouldn't have been texting her at all. So when she was just like, so you didn't do nothing wrong. And then he was just like, well, you know, I shouldn't have said anything. I wanted him to say, I should not have reached out, period. This is that fine line that niggas be straddling when they still kind of want to be friends with they exes. And to me, there is no reason that you need to be friends with your exes. Okay, unless you guys have kids and you have to have a relationship. I have girlfriends who still like to keep in contact with exes and still be wanting to talk to them and, you know, all of this. No, you need to clear that out. That all needs to be done. Cut it off. Because somewhere some feelings might come back into play, and then the next thing you know, shit is bad. You know, you contemplating possibly doing something that you ain't got no business doing. So, like I said, he apologizes, but it wasn't exactly the apology that I wanted. And Porsha was just like, I just want us to be like on the same page. You know, I need you to do what you say you gonna do. I don't need people behind my back telling me some shit. I'm standing up hard for you, and then I got to hear that you doing some shit that is not necessarily cheating, but you straddling the fence, dog, and you need to tighten up. So like I said, I thought that was very grown up of her, and I was glad that she put him on the hot seat like that. Okay, because we not willing to try to look stupid no more. I thought it was a nice conversation, and it needed to be had. She handled it well. Alright, Rockstars, that is it. Let me get off of here, get on back to work. Make sure that you rate, comment, and subscribe to the channel. I'm itsrox. The channel is for itsrox, and everything else I do will be in the bottom bar. Alright. So I hope that you have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day, and I plan on doing the same. Till next time, Rockstars. Bye.